Hello, Meoni here, and I thought I'd share this with you today as I know a lot of people work during the daytime outside of their own house and unfortunately missed out on this, but Naoki Yoshida, the producer and director of Final Fantasy XIV, has been visiting European servers with his character Yoshi P. Sampo, the Lalafell, which if any of you have actually seen the live streams before at FanFest etc. will be quite familiar with. I wasn't initially going to make a video on this as it's a little bit silly in my opinion, but I basically joined the masses and decided I wanted to take a screenshot with a legendary producer and director myself, and so that was my mission. Firstly then, I needed to find him. Today he went to Moogle server on the Chaos Datacenter, which is my home data center. With World Visit then, this is made 1,000,000% easier to achieve, so off I went to a starting city to actually talk to an Aetheryte. Once on the actual server, all I did was a quick player search, which resulted in nothing until I remembered eventually to actually tick the Japanese option in the player search, and boom, we have a result. Yoshi P was over in the Crystarium, which is a great place to take some pictures. From there, it's just a simple case of talking to the Aetheryte in the Crystarium and seeing which has the most people on it. There was around 115 people or so when I actually went here to the Crystarium on Instance 2, which is clearly not that many, so the photo opportunities could be quite good. So it's not something I typically would do, as I said before, as I feel that, this is something maybe that content creators aren't supposed to do. It's a bit of a taboo thing. You probably wouldn't see other content creators get as hyped and fanboyish as this, but there is such a strong connection with Yoshida-san that many players would do anything to come and hang out around his AFK character, whilst he's at Gamescom currently doing important interviews with the game's media, but that doesn't really matter to people. In many ways, this game has generated more than just a respect for its creative visionaries, and that's evident in social gatherings like this one. There's nothing more incredible than to see lots of people gather around to pay their respects to a member of a game's development team, and I think that in particular, since this man in part was highly responsible for the Phoenix down that was 2.0 from 1.0's failure, it's a no-brainer then that people would want to come here and shower his in-game likeness with cheer waves and the like. I think that goes a long way. When you love something enough, as many of us do with this game in particular, it doesn't matter whether the character is AFK or not. Simply that connectivity to his PC and Gamescom is all that matters for a lot of these people, and like me, we all wanted to come here and take a picture to show our friends. It's like seeing a game master in a game for the first time, but here in this game, whilst that's still obviously evident, it's a lot more than that, which is why these server visits are so important, to maintain that social connection with your consumer base, and it's quite rare to see a producer and director actually just come out and hang out in the actual game they actually develop, and takes up the majority of their time. During the visit to Moogle then, I decided to sit on the stair below his character to as quickly as possible get a few images before leaving, as there were, as you might imagine, some quite upset people that players were stacking on each other, or that players were stood in Yoshi P's character making pictures hard to take etc, which to many just might seem to come across as common sense that would happen. Others usually take this too far and rage in Say Chat, so I recorded a quick bit of footage with a pan here with the text turned off, and managed to get a nice selection of pictures and snaps for my memories album. I know that at peak times this would have gotten many more players involved, and unfortunately that's just one of the conditions of the time allocated they had to this at Gamescom between all of those interviews etc, and I'm sure he was multitasking doing other things whilst his character was AFK here for us. I just remember Yoshida-san mentioned that at E3 that he felt restricted as there were so many other games that he wanted to try out but actually couldn't due to his work at the event. Perhaps then, and hopefully, he manages to find the time to explore Gamescom himself, because it looked like an incredible event this year. Either way, let me know if you were around during the day on Chaos Datacenter on Moogle to get a picture, or if you managed to do it one of the other days. I imagine there will be more visits to come, but as to where and when, well, that's anyone's guess at the moment, and you're better off following the social media channels for Final Fantasy XIV. Thank you kindly for watching, and I'll see you all next time.